Welcome to the Crypto La Familia. In today's show, the Bitcoin bulls are stumbling at 23,400 as the Fed's disinflation sparks a Bitcoin price rally. Now check this out. Porsche and Maserati dealers in El Salvador now officially accept Bitcoin as payment. In fact, I confirm you can now purchase a Porsche or a Maserati with Bitcoin in any place around the world as they now accept it. Now for a fun fact, if you had just bought $1 worth of Bitcoin about a decade ago, it'd now be worth $30 million. We're talking about a whopping $30 million ROI from a buck. Also in today's show, happy Bitcoin anniversary. Tesla, as Elon Musk's firm still holds 9.7 thousand BTC. Also in today's show, Nigerians are turning to Bitcoin in record numbers. We'll be discussing why, as well as Saudi Arabia partnering with the Sandbox for future metaverse plans. Also in today's show, Bitcoin boomed to $28,000 incoming if the crypto can stay above this line, according to crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Popp. We'll also be discussing, analyst says Bitcoin may be tracking a path of an explosive AI-based altcoin and shares his outlook, which shows you the Bitcoin price action heading towards $44,000 in the coming months. Also in today's show, we'll be discussing a potential $58,000 target in the next 60 days as Bitcoin just made a golden cross on the daily chart. The first golden cross after the last bear market led to a whopping 154% pump. If this repeated, Bitcoin would hit $57,900 in the next 60 days. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. And welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode 1188. I am your host, JV. Today is February 8th. Let's check out the crypto market, which you can see here on your screen. We got Bitcoin currently correcting, but barely. We're above 22,800, down about 0.25% for the day. Ether is up about 1%, trading above $1,650. Binance Coin pulled back. XRP in the green, along with Litecoin and Cardano. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we can see the current crypto market cap close to $1.1 trillion, with about 63 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance at 41.2%, with the Ether dominance at 18.9%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, the Sandbox leading the pack. That's due to that partnership with Saudi Arabia. I'll be breaking down a little later. Up 17% for the day, trading above 84 cents. Followed by Near Protocol, up 14%, trading at $2.67. Followed by Immutable X, up 9% trading at $1.04. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, massive altcoin gains like none other. AGIX up 184% for the week. GRT up over 100%. We got Hex up almost 90%. IMX up 45%. And Woo up 47%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, you can see we're now back in greed territory, rated a 58. Yesterday was a 54 neutral. Last week a 56 in greed. And last month a 25 in extreme fear. How many of you are currently bullish on the King crypto? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis and discuss what's happening on the charts. Bitcoin rebounded to key resistance February 8th as crypto markets got a boost from a familiar source. That's right, data from Cointelegraph Market Report and TradingView showed Bitcoin reaching the important 23,400 zone on Bitstamp overnight. Bitcoin reacted positively to the latest comments from the US Fed, which also sent equities higher during the February 7th Wall Street trading session. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell again mentioned disinflation during his appearance, reinforcing market hopes that interest rate hikes could cool more quickly in line with inflation. These stem from the latest meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee on February 1st, where the Fed raised rates by 0.25%. The message is that we are sending at the FOMC meeting last Wednesday was really that the disinflationary process, the process of getting inflation down, has begun. Yeah, good luck with that. And it's begun in the goods sector, which is about a quarter of our economy, the Economic Club of Washington, D.C., or that's where he shared that. Now, isn't it ironic that they say that they're going to tame inflation and they got inflation under control, but inflation is created by money printer go. So yeah, it's all hilarious to say the least. Powell nonetheless cautioned that there was a long way to go and that the U.S. was in the very early stages of disinflation Whatever you say, buddy. Despite this, risk assets rallied into the Wall Street close, with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ finishing up 1.3 and 1.9% respectively. Bitcoin also erased the previous weakness, having dropped below 22,700 earlier in the week, but the bulls proved unable to tackle ask liquidity at 23.4 and beyond. That liquidity remained in place on the day, as visible in data covering the Binance order book supply, which you can see right here, quoting material indicators. Markets rallied into the close yesterday, with Bitcoin's last H4 candle showing weakness at resistance and printing a shooting star, said Mark Cullen, summarizing on the latest events. I personally am still waiting for the lows to get swept, but if Bitcoin can close a higher dollar above 23.4, I will look for a push higher. Crucial area held for Bitcoin, so we should be seeking for continuation. Game plan is simple. Crack 23.3, we'll see new highs, and the correction is over. But if we lose 22.6, I'll be seeking 21.5 to 21.7 for longs on Bitcoin, said crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Pop. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now let's discuss the Golden Cross versus Death Cross to resolve in a few days. Looking ahead, the rest of the week held little way of important macroeconomic cues for the crypto markets. As reported, eyes were already on the week's inflation data coming in the form of CPI print for January, and at the same time, chart analysts hope for a positive outcome from Bitcoin's latest Golden Cross on the daily chart. It's first since September of 2021. Now, many say Death Cross / Golden Cross is a lagging indicator. It is lagging for those who only think Golden Cross means bullish and Death Cross means bearish. I mean, this indicator is understood momentum, fellow trader Jabron wrote in a part of a dedicated Twitter thread on February 7th. He said, compared to the current setup to the previous instances in 2015 and 2019, and added that it would take a few days for the impact of the crosses to become more obvious. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it. And towards the latter end of the show, I'll be sharing with you this $57,900 prediction as a result of this Golden Cross if history is to repeat. And also, as I pointed out earlier, Porsche dealership and Maserati both accept Bitcoin as a form of payment to purchase your car. I think this is fantastic. And interesting fact, if you just bought $1 worth of Bitcoin about a decade ago, it'd now be worth $30 million. Take that, Peter Schiff, and look at gold's performance over the past decade in comparison to BTC. Pretty flatline, huh, Peter Schiff? No comparison whatsoever. So there you have it. And welcome to everyone just tuning in. Our next big story of the day is, guess what? Happy anniversary to Tesla, because it was, a year ago they purchased Bitcoin on their balance sheet, or was it 2 years ago? Let's discuss this, shall we? Bitcoin held by Tesla is still worth 33% less than its 2021 purchase price. So this was literally 2 years ago on this day. 2 years ago on the day, Elon's firm added Bitcoin to its balance sheet. As most gains continue to evade, the auto manufacturer, Bitcoin and Tesla, proven an explosive combo since Musk announced it would buy $1.5 billion worth of the king crypto. The move in February of 2021 came as Bitcoin was on its way to its first all-time high for the year, which it reached in April, topping out at 58 G's, baby. Tesla's purchase price was around $35,000 at the time. Also remind you, 2 years ago on this day, Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 44,000. How do I know this? I looked at my memories on Facebook, and it was like, yo, Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high today, 44,000. So deja vu. Let's continue. After selling 10% of its holdings in March of that year, Tesla became a heavyweight hodler until a surprise move announced in July of 2022 saw it divest 75% of its remaining coins. That was done at a loss, and at the time, Bitcoin traded near 23,000. The sale occurred during Q2 of 2022 at around 29,000 per BTC. Taking the hit appeared more appealing to Musk, who claimed that the rationale behind the sale was not a direct commentary on Bitcoin as an investment. And since then, Tesla had hodled 9,720 Bitcoin with a subsequent price action, still denying the company any investment gains. But according to Bitcoin treasuries, Tesla is still currently 33% down on its remaining stash as of February 2023, but still worth $225 million. Now, previously, as reported, the relationship between the Bitcoin spot price and Tesla stock are both seeing a broad resurgence at the start of this year. As of the Bitcoin purchase anniversary, Tesla is up 66% year to date, not too shabby, outpacing Bitcoin's gains of just under 40% for the month of January. The rebound had failed to capture the imagination of the mainstream media. However, with this month opted to highlight Tesla's 2022 Bitcoin net losses, which in US dollar terms amounted to $140 million. Meanwhile, Musk had become arguably better known within the context of other cryptos, notably Dogecoin, which he has even given considerable publicity on social media and elsewhere since 2021, ultimately pumping Doge. Recently, he revealed that payments would be coming to Twitter, which he purchased last year, and that these could at some point include cryptocurrency. Great point. Do you think his Twitter payment rollout will include Bitcoin, potentially Doge, and other top cryptos? Or do you feel it will exclude cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin? Here's my theory. If it doesn't embrace Bitcoin for crypto payments or for Twitter payments in general, then I believe he is owned and controlled by the central bankers and meant to suppress the Bitcoin price action. But it'll be interesting to see as it plays out. I'll give Elon the benefit of the doubt to make the right move and embrace Bitcoin for Twitter payments. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments right down below. Now let's discuss another mega big deal happening in Nigeria as hyperinflation is literally destroying the nation, and there's people doing bank runs and the banks have no money to give them. It's very sad. So let's talk about this Bitcoin adoption right now in Nigeria. Nigeria is experiencing a surge in interest in Bitcoin, as evidenced by a record number of Google searches for the keywords such as buy Bitcoin. The country is now the region with the highest search volume for these terms, with other countries on the list including Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Africa. Most of the search activity has come from coastal regions of Delta, Edo, Anambra, Baisala, and Rivers, now facing 18.5% inflation and a 400% rise in energy costs. Good Lord, just in the past 3 months, citizens are seeking alternative financial options despite a recent monetary policy that involved a redesign of its top 3 local currency denominations. The country has seen little improvement to its financial struggles. In response, the country's government is reportedly in the process of passing a law that will recognize the use of Bitcoin and other cryptos to keep up with global practices. If the Investments and Securities Act of 2007 Amendment Bill is signed into law, it will allow the local Securities and Exchange Commission to recognize crypto and other digital funds as capital for investment. The law was proposed in December of last year. This move is seen as an effort by Nigeria to keep up with global trends and developments in capital markets. The passings of the law will also outline the regulatory roles of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigeria Securities Exchange Commission on matters relating to digital currencies. This law comes almost 24 months after Nigeria banned crypto activity in February of 2021, with the Central Bank of Nigeria ordering exchanges and service providers to cease operations and mandating banks to close accounts of individuals and entities engaged in trading activity. And guess what? As a result, just recently, we saw Bitcoin trading locally in Nigeria at literally double the current price, so paying a premium of roughly $20,000. So the passing of the new law is not seen as a complete reversal of the ban, but rather a review of what is considered legal within the framework of operations in Africa's largest country. And in addition to the assignment of legal recognition to Bitcoin and other cryptos, the law also comes as Nigerians show little to no interest in Nigeria's central bank digital currency, the e-Naira. And I don't blame them. If they rolled out a central bank digital currency, CBDC, here in the United States, I wouldn't be participating in it whatsoever. I would only use Bitcoin. You feel me? The e-Naira had only achieved a 0.5% adoption rate in 12 months after its launch. I think it's going to be even worse here in the United States. They have no idea. Despite the government's efforts to crack down on crypto activity earlier on, adoption continued to increase following the ban in February of 2021. And from January to August of last year, Nigerians trailed the U.S. in Bitcoin trading volume. And additionally, Nigerians were found to be the most crypto-curious nation in a study conducted by CoinGecko back in April. So with such rampant inflation and economic malice plaguing the country, it is no surprise that Nigerians are turning to alternative financial options such as Bitcoin. The country also recently entered into an early stage discussion with Binance to develop a crypto-friendly economic zone that will support the crypto and blockchain related businesses in the region. So there you have it. Mass adoption continues. And I'm praying for all the people in Nigeria and all the nations around the world where Bitcoin is banking the unbanked, because you can't trust the central banks, you can't trust the governments, you can't trust the CBDCs, etc. So with that being shared, now let's discuss a big development and probably the main reason why the Sandbox is the top gainer in the past 24 hours out of the top 100 cryptos, because of the recent partnership with Saudi Arabia. Here we go. Initiatives towards the metaverse development continues to be significant focus and key interest in the Middle East region, as the LEAP conference in Saudi Arabia highlights key topics in the industry. February 7th, a partnership ceremony was held at the conference, which acknowledged a new memorandum of understanding between the Sandbox and the government of Saudi Arabia. That's right. According to social media posts from Sebastian Borget, the co-founder and COO of the Sandbox, the MOU is the Saudi Arabia Digital Government Authority, which is DGA, for the purpose of exploring, advising, and supporting one another in metaverse development. Quoting them here, it was a true honor to sign our MOU partnership ceremony between the Sandbox game and the Saudi Arabia Digital Government Authority during LEAP 2023 conference, and we look forward to exploring, advising, and supporting mutually each other in activations of the metaverse. Now, while there are no further updates about the extent of the partnership, both parties have been actively pushing the boundaries of the Web3 space relative to the areas of expertise. The Sandbox had partnered with some of the biggest names both inside and outside of the Web3 space, including Snoop Dogg, Gucci Time, Atari. Remember that gaming system? I think it was my favorite. We just had a joystick and a red button. HSBC and Warner Music Group, amongst others. The Saudi-based conference comes as the Middle East continues to establish the region as a hub for emerging technologies. Last November, Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates was chosen as the location for the newly formed Middle East, Asia, and Africa Blockchain Association. Then shortly before, the Dubai International Finance Center instituted a crypto token regimen to apply to all the tokens recognized in the zone. The city has been a long-standing beacon of regional innovation when it comes to the space of Web3. It opened the first NFT store on February 7th, released its long-awaited regulations for virtual asset providers, and in a survey conducted by KuCoin last July, Saudi Arabia was revealed to be a significant market for digital currency adoption due to local regulations. The government is currently researching the possibilities for a central bank digital currency. Just say no, the CBDCs. But pretty exciting news for the Sandbox. Let me know which gaming coins, if any, you're pretty bullish on for this upcoming bull market. Holla at your boy. And are you bullish on Sandbox? Let me know. With that being shared, now let's discuss a Bitcoin boom, and then we'll discuss some very positive, very exciting Bitcoin price actions here in the near future. All right, let's break it down, shall we? Popular crypto strategist Mikhail Van de Poppe believes that Bitcoin is gearing up for a burst to the upside as it now trades above a key level. He tells his 600,000 Twitter followers that traders who are betting against the king crypto may provide the necessary fuel for the rally towards his target of $28,000. So thank you, Perma Bears. Quoting him here, people properly and eagerly start to short, so cracking 23.2 is inevitably continuation towards 26 to 28,000 on the charts, which he outlines right here. While the analyst says he is still looking for a correction towards 21.7, he does acknowledge that the Bitcoin trading activity is on the up, suggesting that momentum is on the side of the bulls. Where my Bitcoin bulls at? Quoting him here, Bitcoin still eagerly holding the levels of the range low. I am still favoring a sweep of 21.7 and most optimal long entry, but people are so hyped to get in the markets that most likely we won't get in. In that regard, continuation to 26 to 28,000 seems likely, and fellow crypto strategist Pentoshi also shares the same view on the king crypto. The analyst who correctly called the end of the Bitcoin bull market in 2021 says a move above 23.3 will likely propel Bitcoin to 25. Quoting him here, the way I see things right now, if Bitcoin flips 23.3 and ETH flips 1680, then we see Bitcoin to 25,000 and ETH with a God candle towards 1,900 something before a major retracement if equals then. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with these crypto analysts that a $28,000 Bitcoin price target is likely. And with that being shared, now let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss a very bullish $58,000 target in the next 60 days. And another analyst, very optimistic as well, calling for 48,000 in the coming months. Let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. Make sure I'm sharing the screen here. Alrighty, Crypto strategist believes Bitcoin could be following in the footsteps of AI-focused altcoin that's printing massive gains this year. Synonymous crypto analyst Cred tells his 300,000 Twitter followers that Bitcoin could be mirroring the price action of Fetch.ai. That's right, a decentralized machine learning network that's up a whopping 433% this year. How many of you took advantage of that pump? Like, whoa, this. Here is a side-by-side comparison to illustrate all of a sudden a final fifth wave blow off top to new all-time high this year. Doesn't look so crazy, does it? Bitcoin doesn't have to mimic FET exactly, but if it were to, it would look something like this, which he outlines here in this chart, and you can see the striking similarities between the King crypto and Fetch.ai. So I hope he's right. Looking at the chart, it appears he's predicting a brief pullback for Bitcoin before the King crypto explodes to above 44,000 in the coming months. And at this time, with Bitcoin trading at around 22.8, suggesting an upside potential of nearly 100% for the King crypto should it hit Credible's target. The crypto strategist is also keeping a close watch on the governance token of stablecoin-focused decentralized exchange, Curve Finance, CRV. According to the trader, CRV appears to be taking a breather before it resumes a strong uptrend towards his target of $1.80. As he points out here, don't get complacent on CRV here. Since my latest post, we have simply been consolidating above a reclaim level, based out before continuation to upper targets. In my opinion, consolidation is necessary for continued strength / expansion. And another altcoin on the on the list or the radar of the trader is Hedera HBAR, a public network for peer-to-peer payments. The analyst thinks that HBAR is likely due for a dip before it resumes in rally en route to 18 cents. Quoting him here, to make it clear, these are my expectations, not expecting much downside, consolidation and continuation up to 13 cents and then to 18 cents-ish. So there you have it. Let me know if you are currently bullish or bearish on any of these altcoins that he points out. And what are your thoughts surrounding his $44,000 price target for the King crypto in the coming months? With that being shared, now let's discuss, as pointed out here from the Bitcoin archive, Bitcoin just made a golden cross on the daily chart. The first golden cross after the last bear market led to a 154% pump it up. If this repeated, Bitcoin would hit 57,900 in 60 days. Now, as they say, history doesn't always necessarily repeat, but oftentimes it does rhyme. If we were to rise a whopping 154% on up to 58,000 in the next 60 days, that would hypothetically take the King crypto to, you know what I mean, close to all-time highs, and we would only be in March, April of this year. Pretty fantastic. Let me know your thoughts of this actually occurring. Do you think the Golden Cross could lead to a major blow off top? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. And with that being shared, now let's dive into the live Q&A. I'm going to be reading everyone's questions and comments out loud, and this is your opportunity, literally, to ask me anything. Welcome everyone just tuning in. Jeff S, Pezza, Bring Facts, Matthew C, J-Dub the Laker. We got Bob Muller. Good to see you, family. Pezza, always a pleasure. Nathan Roth, Sailing with Twins. Welcome. We got Bob. Welcome, Bob. Good to see you. We got Honda CBR. We have Megadon. Good morning. Jeff S. Good morning. And I'm going to scroll to the top. Got a lot in the chat. Here we have it. Coin Father says, just stack sats. Preach, family. I can't wait for Bitcoin to hit $1 million per Bitcoin, because I told the wife if it does, anytime we fly to Japan, we'll do it in first class. Man, I can't wait for Bitcoin to hit $1 million as well. It's going to be absolutely epic. How would it change your life for everyone else? Coinfather says they'll be flying first class to Japan. I want to know, for everyone watching, how would it change your life specifically if Bitcoin right now was $1 million? Let's just say hypothetically. I know it would impact probably everyone's life here tuned in, I would hope. Granted, you're a hodler of Bitcoin. You know what I mean? If you're just on the sidelines and Bitcoin was $1 million, there is no hope for you whatsoever. You know what I mean? But ironic enough, I think the masses will probably purchase Bitcoin when it's like $1 million. You know what I mean? Because we're still like tapped into less than 1% of adoption of the world for tapping into it. Statwise, Jank says, I just smashed the like. Greatly appreciate that. It helps out tremendously with the show. You can see we're pulling back a little right now. We're trading at 22.7. Also replied to the Twitter post and love that. Thank you. I appreciate each and everyone's retweets on my Twitter threads as well. Appreciate all of the support. Bitcoin is getting crusty at $23,000, says Jeff. That's right. Coinfather says, gotten an argument with a brother-in-law and I can't stand. He is impossible to talk about Bitcoin too. He's like, what if the internet goes down? I straight up, we're all effed because, yeah, man, I mean, you can't convince somebody who doesn't want to be convinced. That's a fact. They have to figure it out on their own. As they say, you purchase Bitcoin at the price you deserve to purchase it for. Most transactions now rely on the internet. That is true. I mean, if there was a massive blackout, guess what? No one can use an ATM. No one could go to the bank. No one's going to be able to cash in their gold bar. Good luck with that. And most people have derivatives of their gold, meaning they have a paper note, just like fiat currency. You know what I mean? Try redeeming your gold with your fiat currency note. You know what I mean? If there was a major catastrophe on the earth, I mean, everyone would be screwed. But at the same time, you can actually still use your Bitcoin without power. There's ways to do it via satellite that already exists. So Bitcoin is a step above everyone else. You know what I mean? True JV, I just stopped talking to people if they are closed-minded and they could come ask me later how to buy Bitcoin when it's at 500,000. It is what it is. So be it. I didn't pay attention until 2017-2018 cycle, which I would have done my research sooner, says Matthew C. Well, at least you got in when you got in. There's a lot of people who still haven't even gotten involved in crypto or Bitcoin. So I look at it like over the next 10 years, we're the early adopters still because we're ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? We're still so early. Sometimes it's just hard to see it because we like to compare ourselves to Bitcoin. You know, we look at Bitcoin when it was $1 in 2011 and we're like, oh, we missed the boat. It was only $1. No, regardless, when you got in, because it's scarce and there is a limited supply and because there is a high demand, it's always going to continue over time going up in value over the long haul. So regardless if you got in at 10 cents, $1, or $10,000, you know what I mean? If you hodl and keep stacking, and over the next 10 years, we're more than likely going to be somewhere you never deemed or dreamed even possible, and you'll be looking back like, holy moly, I'm one of those guys now. You know what I mean? While those on the sidelines miss the boat, and they're like, crap. Is it too late? No, it's not too late because crypto adoption is still extremely early in the grand scheme of things. Let me know if you guys agree. Coinfather says, Matthew, see most of us in it wish they did it sooner, but at least we are still early. Exactly. It doesn't matter how early you got in. You're always going to wish you got in earlier because you're comparing yourself to other people who got in earlier. Stop comparing yourself to other people first and foremost, right? That's just setting yourself up for disappointment. Compare yourself to your old self. So today, do you have more sats than you had last year? Comparing your new self to last year's self. That's how I look at it. Become a better version of yourself. I'm not going to be at the gym and be like, oh, Ronnie Coleman, I'll never be like him, and dissuade me from working out. I'm going to compare myself to who I was last month, you know what I mean, a few months ago, last quarter, last year, and become a greater version of myself. We have that same opportunity right now with Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome everyone just tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. At the doc waiting for my shot for my inflammation in my joint, says Coinfather. I hope all goes well, family. I know I had some joint problems earlier on in my life when I was very into martial arts and Tai Chi, Kung Fu, and my knees would always ache. And I was in my early 20s. I'm like, why am I 23 years old and I have extreme pain in my knees and joints? And I later discovered because my lack of nutrition, and I had to get on things like glycosamine and fish oil. And once I started using those two supplements, transform my health, no knee pain, no joint pain, none of that stuff. And I had it all, even in my hands and stuff. I don't know if it was like a carpal tunnel syndrome, but all of it is gone with the right supplementation. So maybe you want to look into that as well. Glycosamine and fish oil helped me tremendously with my joints, and I feel like $1 million, or I should say $1 million in BTC. Yeah, it was snowing the whole time. One morning, woke up to nearly 2 feet of snow. Then I had to drive in it. Good Lord, that's a good excuse to not have to drive anywhere. If it was snowing 2 feet, I don't even like to drive in the rain, for Christ's sake. If anyone is from the Southwest Florida or Fort Myers, down from Naples, I'll be heading that way tomorrow and be there for a month if anyone wants to get together. So reach out to Satwise Jenks if you are in the area of Florida. Gotta go. Word up. Tesla hit $200 this morning. Very interesting. Thanks for bringing it to my attention, Jeff. Think that was the bottom, says Sailing. But there wasn't a death cross on the weekly. GRT just sold, says Jeff. Yes, Jeff, it has only been accurate 50% of the time, though. Megadon, good morning, fam. Good afternoon. He says, sun is shining here in Wisconsin. Busy day, but always time for Bitcoin news and some hopium. Live your life and enjoy the small things. Amen, family. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your support. JVSC Max Kaiser replied to a tweet of yours. Awesome. I'm very grateful. Max has been retweeting and very kind with the tweets practically every day. I'm getting a retweet from the one and only Max Kaiser. So I'm going to keep the content coming. And I just got to say I appreciate all that support. It means a lot. You guys are awesome. If enough of us are on Twitter, probably come to Puerto Rico. I started the ball rolling. Word up. And again, how many of you are coming to the $100,000 Bitcoin celebration here in Puerto Rico, which I will be hosting when we hit a six-figure Bitcoin price? Let me know in the comments so I know who to expect and how many people will be joining us. I'll get the Pez dispenser, says Pez. Pez, that's what's up. Good morning, bring facts. Good to see you, family. Jeff says I had to view a cross as a reaction zone. It can go either way. Yeah, you never know which way the crypto gods will send it. Bitcoin is so new, the technicals aren't always correct. Just a general rule to give no idea, not set in stone. Great point. Regardless of the technical analysis, as Max Kaiser once said, TA is like astrology for men because Bitcoin's on its own vector, can do its own thing, and there's no telling. We can be like 90% certain the charts say this, and it can do the complete opposite because no one tells Bitcoin what to do at the end of the day. That's the beauty. Good morning. Ivan on Tech loves Hex and can't wait for Pulse Chain. If you know, you know, says Bob. Well, word up. Are you also bullish on Hex? Let me know in the comments below. Been thinking I'd swap Doge for Matic. It's been pumping. Matic has been one of the top gainers in the past couple of months. Bring Facts says permaban from Twitter, so makes no difference to me. What'd you get permaban for, and can we get you unpermaban? What in the world? I'm waiting for regulation to stack anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. I feel the same way, Matthew C. I don't feel so confident in alts right now. But at the same time, where are the biggest gains? In the alts, no risk, no reward. You know what I mean? To each their own. I thought the price of Bitcoin was the same worldwide. Online it is, but locally you can sell it on peer-to-peer exchanges such as local Bitcoins. That's where Bitcoin was selling for over $40,000 in Nigeria. That's right. So the prices are going to vary from different locations as there is a strong demand for it there and it's harder to get a hold of it there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get VPN and sell to Nigeria. Someone's thinking, my bad. They pay a premium. Yeah, that's crazy, like a $20,000 premium. Atari ruled. It was definitely my favorite gaming system, being it was my first and foremost. I was a huge fan. Beza, did you hear about Bitcoin CBDC? How embarrassing. What do you mean a Bitcoin? Oh, Britcoin CBDC. I thought you said Bitcoin. I'm like, a Bitcoin CBDC? Talk about an oxymoron, but okay. A Britcoin. Good Lord. Good luck to the Brits. Good morning, JV and Crypto News Alerts fam. Welcome, J-Dub, the Laker. Appreciate your family. Good morning. Hex is the most gate-kept coin in crypto and still did 10,000x in the last bull market. Holy moly. That is Richard Hart's coin, is it? Anyone else involved in Hex? I've never been involved in it. I do watch from the sidelines. I do know it went parabolic. You know what I mean? Last bull market. So it is what it is. Britcoin hoarding. Oh boy. Nobody. JV is my sensei for Bitcoin. I appreciate that, Jeff. Much love. If the internet goes down, you will have bigger fish to fry than worrying about money. Bullets become money then. That's right. Cans of tuna fish become very valuable. Even cans of Spam. Hey everyone, we should leave a comment after the stream. It takes a minute and it helps our guy JV. That's right. And the right place to comment after the stream is below the video, not in the live chat, but in the regular chat. That will absolutely help with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate that. During the show, we all participate in the live chat, but after the show, just drop a normal comment, not a live chat comment, and again, it helps out tremendously, and I appreciate you bringing that up. So thank you, fam. You're awesome. JV, do you hold any stocks, or is it all your wealth in Bitcoin and crypto? All of my wealth is in crypto. The majority of it is in Bitcoin. No stocks. I don't trust stocks. I mean, I can't put money in something I don't trust, and it's too manipulated and controlled for me to have any faith in it. Maybe if crypto did not exist, I may be a stock investor, but there's no guarantee in that. I don't know, being honest with you. JV has a new meme trader. I like it. What are you referring to? When you have fiat brain damage, you can't learn outside of fiat. Facts. I mean, try waking up the mentally dead. Good luck. Good luck with that. They were like, if Bitcoin, we don't need Bitcoin. Shut up. They really saying that, or is that what the media is saying? Oh my God, how much research hasn't been done here? If anyone says that, like, oh, who needs Bitcoin? We have CBDCs. I'll never talk to that person again. I'm not going to associate with any morons that idiotic. You know what I mean? I punched the SBF button in the face. I appreciate that. The greatest compliment you can do here for the channel is make sure you're subscribed. And to subscribe, if you're not already and you're new to the show, all you got to do is smash that button as if it's Bankman-Fried and Gary Gensler's face mutated into one. And we'll even throw Biden in there if you don't like Biden, and just smash that mofo. Appreciate that, fam. You guys are awesome. All Derivatives says, tough cookie. Good morning, fam. How you doing? JV meme. Well, word up. Let's create some memes then. Do it up. Sup, dude? Sup, facts? Does it matter? Says, trying to gather data as quick as I can. Been away for a long time. Lurking. Well, how long have you been gone? Welcome back. Crypto never sleeps. You know what I mean? Regardless, when you get into crypto, it's always going to be exciting. Doesn't matter when you get involved. Bear market, bull market, expect volatility, expect excitement, and expect opportunity to seize the moment. You know what I mean? Word up. Let's go, Brandon. Hilarious facts. The most hilarious guy ever. And did you see Biden's, I saw it on Twitter the other day, last night, Biden's wife kissed some other dude on the lips. Tell me who that guy was. I can't even recall off the top of my head, but I'm like, why is Biden's wife kissing another dude on the lips? Interesting. You know what I mean? I thought Biden only kissed children on the lips, but apparently his wife is kissing other men on the lips, so it's all very interesting. You can't make this stuff up, folks, in this clown world we're living in. But regardless, now let's break down the big finish, which is a recap. Kamala Harris's husband. Thank you, Matthew C. So tell me, what's up with that? What is up with that? But anyways, here's a recap of what I shared with you. Here in today's show, we discussed the Bitcoin bulls stumbling at 23.4 as the Fed's disinflation sparks a Bitcoin price rally. We also discussed that Porsche and Maserati dealers now accept Bitcoin as a form of payment, as well as an interesting fact: if you just bought $1 worth of Bitcoin about a decade ago, it'd now be worth $30 million. We also discussed happy Bitcoin anniversary to Tesla, as 2 years ago today, they purchased their big Bitcoin transaction. We also discussed what's happening in Nigeria as Nigerians are turning to Bitcoin in record numbers as hyperinflation continues. We also discussed Saudi Arabia partnering with the Sandbox for future metaverse plans, which led to a epic rally of Sandbox today of about 18%. Also in today's show, we discussed a Bitcoin boom to 28,000 incoming, says crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Pop. We also discussed a very optimistic $44,000 target incoming in the coming months, as well as a Golden Cross on the radar. And last time we seen this Golden Cross, last bear market, we saw 154% pump. So if this repeated, Bitcoin could hit 57,900 in the next 60 days. Send it. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below, and I look